and he will give the vineyard to someone else. Now my question for you people, you fine people this morning, is when do these people begin to miscalculate their God? At what point are they miscalculating God? Now the safe answer is at every point, right? That's the safe answer. And you can look at the text and you can say, well, obviously they're miscalculating God in the story. They say, if we kill the son, then this will become ours. Really? Really? Is that how it works? You can look at the story and say, as they're beating the prophets, they have miscalculated God. They have taken God being long-suffering and patient towards his erring people, and they've turned it into a sport. Well, the real point at which they begin to miscalculate God happens it happens when they take up the rent of the vineyard, and then they are asked to provide something. The point at which they miscalculate God is not just when they kill Jesus. The crucifixion of Jesus is not just the point where people miscalculate God, it's just the worst of the miscalculation. The miscalculation of God starts when the people take up rent, when they become God's people in this place. And what happens to us as people is that we take the things that God gives us and we call them mine. So it's my family, my stuff, my life. The most powerful miscalculation that people have in any point at any time in our life in this world is this. It's mine. It's mine. It's my life. Don't you tell me how to live it. How dare the church tell me how to live it? How dare God tell me how to live it? How dare you tell me how to live my life? Who do you think you are? It's, say it with me, mine. It's mine. It's my prosperity. Don't tell me what to do with my money. It's my life. Don't tell me to bow down to someone else. It's mine. It's mine. The story that Jesus is telling, I like this story because I have to say, why would anybody be that dumb? Why would anybody be that stupid in this story? I'll pull this fast one on my bank. I won't pay, and when they send the sheriff to evict me, I'll beat him up and throw him outside. And then when the SWAT team comes, I'll take them out too. And then when the army comes, I'll figure something out. I don't know what, but I'll do something. It's mine. It's mine. There was a study that came out a few years ago that actually was talking about why retail stores in the age of the internet are still so entirely popular. Why people continue to shop in stores. And the study found that people have between 5 to 7 seconds after you pick something up and you're holding it in your hands, you feel as if this thing is already yours. It's mine. And so you go to the store, you pick something up, you have this kind of ownership attachment that immediately begins forming with whatever this item is. You put that tide into your cart. It becomes more difficult to take it out and put it back on the shelf. It's mine. It's mine. It belongs to me. We are people who carry this disposition to taking things that have come our way and acting like we possess them. And it's entirely of our own doing that these things are ours. And the power of miscalculating our God is that when things start to look like mine, they no longer look like they're his. When things start to look like they're mine, they stop looking like they're his. And it starts with small things. The things you have right in front of your face. And because God is patient and forbearing, he lets us go ahead and do what we want. So what do we do with it? One of my favorite movies, I saw this movie for the first time. I probably should not have seen this movie at the time that I saw it. I saw it when I was about 9. It's Dirty Harry. It was on like Channel 9 on Saturday afternoon. So what am I going to do? I'll watch it. They don't do that anymore, I don't think. Anyway, there's a scene in Dirty Harry where there's a bank robbery, and the detective played by Clint Eastwood is sitting across the street. He's eating a hot dog. And so this alarm goes off, and Clint Eastwood, he has a .44 caliber handgun. And the alarm goes off, he goes he starts shooting, and with this gun, he shoots incredibly accurately from quite a distance. I don't think you can actually do that in real life. But he shoots all 3 of the robbers without injuring anyone else. Very impressive. One of the bank robbers is still he's alive. He starts reaching over for his shotgun. And Clint Eastwood, the character in the movie Dirty Harry, he walks up to the man, and he points his .44 at him. And he asks if during the commotion, did I fire 5 shots? I'm not going to do my Clint Eastwood, never mind. 5 shots or 6, because it was 6. Did he fire 5 shots or 6? Because if it was 6, then the thief could do anything he wanted. He could go get the shotgun, he could shoot him, and he could get away with whatever he wanted, and Harry would be in trouble. But if it was 5, well then Harry was packing the most deadly weapon around. So Harry says to the thief, I'll do this. Do you feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? There. It's a great line. Now the takeaway from this particular line, this particular movie, is that we are prone to miscalculation. Do not lose track. Be careful of the miscalculations in your life, because your life depends on it. Your life depends on it. People do not wake up and say one day that I am done with God. You get there slow. It's been nice. I'm done with God. Jesus is saying that we get done with God slow. Jesus is saying that these religious leaders, they got done with God pretty slow. There was a slowness to the miscalculation of God's people. It took time. It gradually got worse. And now it was coming to what the worst it could possibly be. They were going to reject and murder God's Son. It's coming. But it didn't start there. It doesn't start there for anyone. The warning is that you can be on the track of my body, my life, my stuff, the fruit of my labor, it all is mine. You can slowly and painfully miscalculate the source and the purpose of what you have. This is dangerous. And so Jesus asked that we would admit the source, that we would acknowledge the source of what we have. That if I'm sitting here in this room and I have anything, that I have life. I mean, we're all here, we all have life, we're all capable of hearing this word, then we have life. Where is the source of it? If you say from God, well, what do you do with that? Why would God give you life? See, Jesus is very interested that his people would take what they have, this life that they have, and in continually acknowledging their createdness, but it's saying that there is this creator, this God, who has given me this life, and that we in particular as people of faith who have been redeemed and claimed by Jesus, that we would say this faith that we have, that this is from Jesus, that everything that we have received is from God. And that isn't just knowledge to have on like this kind of theoretical level, like I have stuff from God. That's nice, and you take it, you pack it away, and it's just stuff that's just sitting there. God is interested in people not just admitting the source, but in showing the Son the fruit. The life that's lived in service to our neighbors is actually what Jesus is after. Too often, it's easy enough for us to say, I have my vineyard, it's mine. No, it isn't. All of this, even myself, belongs to God. And I've been given this relationship with God to nourish. I've been given people here to love and to care for. I've been given a life to use for the sake of making others live. And the challenge that Jesus puts before people, saying, is this actually how you're using your life? Like, pastors can get up in church and they can, you should live in service to your neighbor, and that's nice. Is this actually what you're doing with your life? Like, the challenge for Christians is to say,